you're welcome to our discussion segment. Today on our discussion segment, NEITI is in focus. So we examine the activities of NEITI and the oil and gas and mineral sectors in Nigeria. In the studio this morning we have Director Communications of NEITI, Oji Obunaya Oji. Sir, we are glad to have you in the studios this morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning, Anambra State. Good morning, Anambra citizens, and good morning, Nigeria.
All right. You also have a zonal rep of NEITI, Southeast NEITI Board. She is Chief Mrs. Adeze Onyefkwena. Madam, we are welcome to the studios.
Good morning, Anambra. Good morning, everyone. I will rather be here today than anywhere else.
We are glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
All right. NEITI, Extractive Industries, oil and gas, all this put together. Let's begin by you letting us know what these extractive industries are. Madam, let's begin with you.
Okay. I can tell you that it's a global agency with Nigerian inclusion.
No, we want to know what are the extractive industries before we really go into what NEITI does.
Okay, the oil and gas, solid minerals, and we're even going into forestry. Am I right? Yes.
Like you have limestone, you have gemstone, you have gold, you have coal.
Do we have gold here?
Not exactly, I'm not sure, but we have gold in Elisha, we have gold in Oyo State, we have gold in every state has one form of solid minerals or the other, in addition to abundant existence of oil and gas, which probably through seismic study you can discover, but we are sitting on huge mineral extractive industrial deposits all over the country.
All over the country.
Yes.
Can we be specific with the ones we have here in Nigeria?
Yes, we have. You already know about oil and gas,
Yes,
which
that everybody knows.
We have sand. Sand is a huge mineral resource if it's well managed. Sand alone. Limestone.
This one there is covered.
Yes,
Yes,
sand is a huge mineral resource. In other countries, when sand alone can keep the economy afloat, you have limestone, which you can use to produce cement. You have gemstone. You have gold. You have diamond. You have clay. You have, which you use for those who make pots. You have gravel. There are a lot. It's unimaginable to mention them. And every mineral, solid mineral you talk about is available in Nigeria in different locations, in different size scientific positions. If you come to a place like Anambra now, there are a lot of optimism that you have oil, but Anambra today is not ranked properly as an oil producing state, simply because maybe an in-depth study hasn't been carried out. You go beyond that to Enugu State, you have a lot of limestone, coal. You go to Ebonyi State, you have salt. It's amazing. There are a lot of solid. We've done an in-depth study on this, and all we have found are available on our website, www.neiti.gov.ng. If you go there, the list of solid minerals, where they are located, the states, the local government, the communities, are all clearly. And this is also support and complementing the job that the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development have also done. I think the challenge has all just been to shift the attention from oil.
Well, I think we'll still get there, yeah. But with all the descriptions you made, any country with these huge mineral deposits could be rated as very rich. Now, Madam, let's know what NEITI does as a body.
Well, like you said, we are talking about all these rich mineral resources. NEITI is interested in getting the benefits to move from the central down to grassroots. The most important is to use our resources to reduce poverty, to use it to grow and bring industries and do something that will cushion our people.
Does NEITI extract or supervise the companies or the industry that extracts this chemical?
Okay, should I call it supervision of the investors to make sure that what is due to our government, that we get it? And if we get it, how does it trickle down to the common man in the village, to a young child in the school, everywhere, to hospitals, so that our mothers will not die transiting from a local place to a well-equipped hospital? So this is what the resources are supposed to be doing for us, and remove poverty.
So far?
Okay,
let's
have this call.
Okay.
Hello? Okay, we lost that. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Madam has actually hit the nail at the head. And the introduction you provided essentially says exactly what you do. To also add to what Madam has said, at the policy level, they are the board, at the policy level, they provide the decision policy guidelines. We as technocrats in the secretariat carry out the day-to-day implementation of the policies formulated at the board level. And one of the things we do to be able to bring the policy she has clearly enunciated is the fact that we conduct annual audits. This audit asks simple question: how much money, because our attention has been on oil and gas, how much money did government, with the companies operating in the oil, gas and mining industry, how much money did they pay to government?
At this point, let's feel the pulse of the people on the oil and gas industry. We'll be back.
It's really been tough because right now there are a lot of fuel stations that have adulterated fuel, which in turn affects vehicles. Then the fuel stations that are reliable, there's always like crazy queues, which is really discouraging.
I heard over the news that federal government have imported about $9.something billion worth of fuel from abroad. So if they can do this, I believe it will enhance a lot of things in the country.
We the vehicle owners, we are suffering so much deficit in this country. You can even see how much we've been buying fuel from December time till now, and it hasn't come to a reduced level.
Nothing per man for do or anything concern fuel. From 200, 250 come down to 180. Now we still stand on stay 180. We are suffering for it.
It's just affecting everybody. In some cases where you get the fuel, it's very expensive. Sometimes they are meter. In fact, it's nothing to worry about.
All right, you're welcome back to the studio. You saw the Vox Pop and what people actually are saying. Could you please react quickly to that?
Well, I sympathize with the situation, but there are NEITI as an organization we have specific mandates. Some of the issues being raised on the streets may not directly feed directly on our mandate, and that's why I was trying to explain that our job essentially is to bring transparency, accountability into the sector.
But earlier, while Madam was talking, you said something about benefiting the least person in the society. You said something about that.
Yes, but not from the angle they are talking about. Our mandate is has perimeter where the report that we put out captures investors what they are supposed to pay to Nigerian government. And we are saying when it is paid NEITI, it's saying when they pay into Nigerian government, we should equally follow the money paid to see how it trickles down to be able to solve the kind of problems we have
mentioned something earlier about Anambra State yearning to be called oil-producing state. And over time, we realized that there are refineries in and out, even in Anambra.
I said we conduct annual audits. The work of NEITI is to ask questions. How much money did companies doing business in oil and gas, how much money do they pay in form of tax, royalty, rent, signature bonus, all kinds of revenues? How much of this money did government receive? What did the government use the money to do? Our audit report produces this information in graphic terms, information and data, and we publish it so that every average Nigerian, every citizen can use this information contained in our report to ask informed questions, because knowledge is power.
All right, madam, please. Sorry. Let's
go to madam. Use Anambra as a test case. Yes. Now you're in Anambra.
Yes.
How would this benefit Anambrarians?
Anambrarians are citizens of Nigeria too, and that's why we're here, because we understand that just staying in Abuja and doing this work won't a lot of information gap between federal reform efforts being done and what is happening at the state level. We are here to consult with stakeholders to enlighten them on what and the importance of our report. The need for them to understand. An average Nigerian, for instance, doesn't know how much oil we produce. And you see, corruption in the extractive industry, oil and gas mining, is because people don't have information. When you have information, you can ask informed questions, and you demand accountability, and you demand for reforms.
And when NEITI that provides this information.
This information. And when this reform happens, the kind of complaint you have at the downstream sector, like scarcity of fuel, it won't happen. It doesn't happen in countries where transparency.
Sorry. Hello. Hello.
Okay, madam, you're in Anambra State now,
Yes.
and Oji has really explained why you're here. You know, where are you doing that program, and when is it taking place?
Well, we are here from today and tomorrow, and then the board meeting will be on Saturday. We are at the Best Western Melok Hotel. They say this Ifite. Just after the first market. So that's where it's happening. Today is the lecture, the training that the likes of Oji will be telling you the technicalities involved in NEITI, how they get the information from the investors, and then how we bring the information to our website. And if you can reach our website, then you see everything about the report. And because NEITI don't have the policing, we make information available to the citizens so that the citizens will start asking, where is this? So if we have this kind of money in our treasury, how come our schools are not so well funded? Where is this? Governor, did you get? And governor will actually know. If you bring it down to Anambra, for instance, the governor is investing for the people of Anambra to have jobs. He has a good security system that encourages and cushions businesses. Then you know that if the money that is going down comes to Anambra, they can use it for more things.
Okay,
That's
was that the choice of Anambra?
All right, sorry.
The
For
choice.
want of time, please,
Okay.
we are going to take the last word from you, Oji, before we wrap up this segment for other people to come in.
Yes, Madam has explained it well. We are in Anambra State to link up with the citizens, to appreciate the enormous job being done here. And we are using Anambra to bring all the whole Southeast, to enlighten them on the importance of the job we are doing and how our
And
job.
who is coming? Should I attend?
The civil society, the media, traditional rulers, opinion leaders, stakeholders in the oil and gas companies that are already arriving. I can swim.
All right. All right. I'd like to thank you so much for this coming on this show this morning. Oji Obunaya Oji, who is the media director, communications director of NEITI. Thank you so much for coming. and also Chief Mrs. Adeze Onyekwena, the Zonal Rep Southeast NEITI Board. Thank you, ma, for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have another segment coming up right after now. Join us. All right, it's still a discussion segment on Good Morning Anambra Thursday episode of the program, and we are still with NEITI people in the house. This time around, I have in the studios Benga Onoyega, who is the Zonal Rep Southwest NEITI Board. So, Benga, you're welcome to the studios.
My pleasure to be in Oka again.
Benga, you're welcome.
Not as a journalist, but as a board member.
That's great. That's a big innovation.
Basically, as a journalist, anyway.
All right, we also have in the studios Hanatu Musawa. Did I get it?
Yes.
She is a Zonal Rep Northwest Board NEITI. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Ndewo Anambra. I've been here in the past, and it's quite refreshing to come back here and see the level of progress that has happened in Oka. I'm very, very pleased to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
We have to embellish it a little bit. No. Batagono, Anambra State.
I'm not that advanced, but I hope to be in the near future.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Now, Benga, you are of the Southwest NEITI Board, while Hanatu is of the Northwest NEITI Board. Why choose Anambra State to do your program? Have you done it anywhere else?
Yes. For our board, the tenure of our board, we actually took over December last year from Abeokuta, Ogun State. We chose Abeokuta as the venue, for the entire Southwest, and we had representatives from all the other states in Southwest, and it was a huge success as far as we are concerned, and we hope to actually improve on the standard for Southeast. Now we are in Oka, and I congratulate the people of Anambra for hosting NEITI, and I think I will explain later why.
Now, what actually informed your decision to choose Oka as the place to do this?
Well, because Oka is a major city in not only in Nigeria, and not only in the southeast in Nigeria, and Oka is as good as any state, and I think it's important to have this. It's important to have this particular outreach that we're doing here in Oka because, it's just as good as doing it in any other state. And I know that it will be a success. So far, we have done very well when we did it in Abeokuta sometime last year. And bringing it here, like Chief Benga said, we want to improve. And so by the time we do it in the southeast, we've done it in the southwest, we're doing it now in the southeast. Hopefully by the time it comes to the northwest, we would have really greatly improved on the standard of the outreach program.
Okay, I give it to you because you have to know that we have a very good security network in Anambra State.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons why you're here.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's see. You have moved from West region now to the South. Eastern region. So it's a regional movement.
Yes, it's regional. On the board of NEITI, 6 zonal representatives. We are board members or members of the governing board, or what the technical people, those deep in the extractive industry, will call NSWG. Actually, that's what the law that sets up NEITI states. That's NSWG, National Stakeholders Working Group. National Stakeholders Working Group, the governing board. So we have one from each geopolitical zone, and like you earlier introduced, I'm representing the entire Southwest geopolitical zone, while she's for Northwest, and we are moving around the zones to take the message of NEITI to the grassroots. We want to get closer to Anambra, Nigeria, because if you go out there and say NEITI, many people still don't really know or appreciate what NEITI is all about.
That's where I'm coming from, because the common man, I regard myself as a common man, knowing what is NEITI. Yeah, because there are people there who this is sounding very strange to them.
Yes.
So when you use your journalistic prowess to let us know what NEITI is going to do for Anambra and why you are here in Anambra.
Maybe Dr. Ojo will have been better place. Let me try. I'm even the chairman of the communications committee because of my background of a NEITI board.
Okay.
Actually, the essence is to let people know that NEITI will not be making much noise out there. Yes. However, it's key. And we're not on our own. It's just one of 64 countries now across the globe that form what they call Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. It's a global body with the headquarters in Oslo, Norway. You know, that made up of countries that are blessed with the extractive industries, you know, with oil and gas, for instance, and the solid minerals.
So
at the essence, in summary, let's start on the global level first to make sure that people know how their money, the money derived from their God-given resources, are spent. That's our job. And in Anambra, for instance, we are blessed with so many solid minerals. There's hardly any local government you go to in Anambra that you don't find some solid minerals, just like in every other part of Nigeria. So the ordinary people should know what the money that those who are exploiting the solid minerals, how it is spent, how are they feeling it, how does it get back to them. So ours is just to make sure that there's transparency, there's accountability in the process. For instance, if there's a company, for instance, extracting maybe coal from Enugu, I know there's plenty of it in Enugu and so the people living around, how are they having a feel? The money, how much was paid into federation accounts from that money? And even from federation accounts, how does the people of Anambra, for instance, how do they, benefit from the money derivable? That's all we are all about.
Hanatu, now you are trying to, see that what is garnered from the oil and gas or whatever, the extractive industries, the common man gets the feel. And over time, in Nigeria, we've had this feel of increase in the price of oil. I don't know, the common man, what happens when he or she doesn't feel this, like they're crying foul now? What happens? Where do they take their complaints to? Can they come to you to complain that this is what is happening, or that when they get the data that you said you're giving, for instance, can they get back to you that this is not getting to us? And do you people have the power to address such?
Well, yes, we do. The common man does have a right to bring his complaint to NEITI, something that maybe there's a situation that has not been recognized by NEITI in terms of the extractive industry. They do have a right to bring that complaint to NEITI, and then NEITI will have a look at it with the board. We have generally a lot of meetings in terms of the constitution of the board, and NEITI will be able to make a decision as to whether it's a valid argument that has been brought by a member of the public.
Do you have any website or phone call, wherever, that people can actually come to lay
Yes, we do, but you have to go on online in order to get that. All the information about how to penetrate or how to communicate to the body in NEITI is there on the website.
It's there on websites. I know that down here in the East, our people are very enterprising.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Basically we are independent.
Exactly.
So most of them may not really know what is NEITI. And that is why we have asked several times, how do you explain it to the common man to understand exactly what he stands to gain from this?
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, maybe I should capture it in another. What they stand to gain is to make sure, that once our duty is to make sure there is transparency. We check the books, we have experts, that we commission every year that will visit all the companies involved in extractive industry. How much, for instance, does Shell pay to NNPC? In terms of taxes, in terms of other levies or whatever. We check that one, check the books of Shell, cross-check with NNPC. If there's any variation, we don't hide anything. We are one body that we don't care. We don't stop there. Make sure that even NNPC remits the money to the federation account. So if there's anything that is not clear there, we make it open, and the appropriate bodies like EFCs and Co will move in.
Yeah.
That is our job. With that, the common man will know that yes, the money that the government is collecting from exploration activities in his area or in the state gets back to him in terms of providing amenities. That is just
okay. Now, Benga, Nigeria keyed into NEITI 2003. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, over the years, can you confidently say that they've achieved something
that touched the masses?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yes. The other board, the former ES of NEITI, Hajiya Zainab Shamsuna, who's the current serving minister now, did a very good job in terms of being able to take the message of NEITI to Nigeria. I think now we need to take off from where she left in order to bring it all the way down to the grassroots. I mean, a lot of work has been done, even though more needed to be done in terms of Nigerians at a very low level, understanding what it is that is remitted from the minerals gotten from their soil in order to be transparent, and that will benefit them. So definitely, I think the other team did very well, but this zonal outreach that we're doing breaks it all down and gives us the ability to go back to base in order to take the message that has been given at the high level all the way down to the grassroots level, so that people can really understand the work of NEITI and also be included in knowing what they have a right in order to remit and to benefit from.
Okay.
All right.
Any other level of public enlightenment, Wenga?
We
you
use
are the communication.
we use the media extensively.
Apart from what we are doing now.
Apart from yes, we interact. We have publications. About we up to 4 now. Beside the annual report, which we hold a major World Press Conference college, to let the whole world know about the situation. Then quarterly publications from the communications department of NEITI, headed by one of your own, Dr. Oji Bunayoji. I mean, they are doing very well, and they go online too. Every activity of NEITI.
Even radio jingles.
Yes, we do, but definitely we are not doing enough because of resources.
Good, not doing enough because, like I still insist, the common man needs to know details.
Exactly.
Because here in Anambra, we have sand excavators, those who are really into this on practical level, and they have people who seem to be, in between them and the people that make use of
the middleman.
So you find out that most of them do complain they don't have the direct benefits of what they are doing. And they are suffering, but they are not getting the benefits.
Yeah.
So basically, we want to understand that NEITI is going to put the record straight and at the same time help in getting the common person understand.
And that is one of the purposes of this zonal outreach. It gives us the ability to know the lacunas that we need to cover in order to make sure that we bridge the gap between the topmost the top notch that get the information all the way down to the grassroots. This zonal outreach is really very important. It's important for us to do it all around the country so that we know the lacunas that we need to close up in order to do effectively the kind of job that we need to do.
All right, could you please let us know about the program once again, where it's being done, who and who to attend, the time, the date, and the venue of the program, please?
We want to thank the management of your organization first for being very supportive.
Anambra Broadcasting.
I've been coming here since 1983, and I could see a lot of transformation here. And I came here first with late Waziri Ibrahim as a reporter, and I can compare what I saw then. And even shortly after the creation of Anambra State. Anyway, that's by the way. We are here for NEITI. For you to
It's all inclusive anyway.
It's all inclusive.
So the venue.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, the venue. You are answering your question now.
Talk about the program again.
The program is what we call a zonal outreach. Like we said, we started in Obuse last year, and then we are in Anambra now, and we are to meet with today You know, this morning from 10, we are meeting with some key stakeholders, some critical stakeholders like civil society organizations, the representatives, traditional institution will be represented, the ordinary people will be there, representative of host communities where this extractive business, we invited some, not all, you know, the whole can't take everybody, but a cross-section of stakeholders will be there. That's today, to really sharpen their skills, you know, their knowledge about the extractive, their rights and what have you, and educate them about what NEITI is all about. That's for today. Tomorrow we'll have a larger crowd with the event proper. That's the zonal outreach proper now, where we bring in more people to the same venue, not Best Western Hotel here in Oka, you know, educate them about what NEITI is all about, their rights, and their rights to know. They have a right to know. Like, for instance, the Freedom of Information Freedom of Information Act is there. These are instruments that the public can, you know, use to get information. For instance, you can ask that, okay, Anambra State, what do you really benefit from all the exploitations and explorations taking place all over? You have a right, and within 7 working days, Dr. G and his people must respond, and I want to commend that they've been doing that. So these are some of the things that the public should know, that in my community we have a social solid minerals. Limestone, for instance, my area, southwest, we remit to the federation account the largest number of amount of money to the federation in terms of solid minerals. 25% of the total money. That's within Ogun State. When we were there, people ask questions, and even the state government.
All right.
Ask that they want to know that they are not getting enough from the federation account. So we are empowering the public to do their rights.
No longer on our
Thank
side.
you. I'm a radio man.
You guys allow you.
I just quickly want to say that we're very happy to be here, and we're ready in the Northwest, in parts of the Northwest, to host the next zonal outreach. There's a lot of mineral resources that have been untapped, or the information has not gotten to the grassroots.
All right.
So the Northwest is very much ready and able, and I hope we can keep up with the standard that they've set here in Oka and in Abeokuta.
All right,
thank you so
very much. All right, at this point, I'd like to let you know that this is where the program is terminating at this point. We must thank Otumba Benga Onaiga, who is the Zonal Rep Southwest NEITI Board. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
We also appreciate your Barrister Hanatu Musawa, who is the Zonal Rep Northwest NEITI Board. Thank you so much, Hanatu, for coming.
Thank you.
On behalf of my crew,
I want to say thank you so much for coming.
I want to thank you for coming. Benga, I know you are still a reporter.
I'm in love with Anambra.
You are going to eat Anambra food today.
She knows though.
My daughter's godmother is from here.
Okay, thanks for your time.